A demon is an evil spirit that can belong to multiple religions and cultures, and some demons are absolutely terrifying. Hello, most amazing crew, welcome back. I'm your host Emily, and today we are counting down our list of the top 10 demons too scary for the Bible. Now, before we start, I want to put out a little disclaimer that some of these names are hard, so please don't roast me in the comments for my pronunciation. Okay, so now with that in mind, let's get on to the list. Coming in at number 10 is Leyak. Leyak is a demon entity which takes human shape during the day and has an unusually long tongue and fangs. But at night, their head and entrails break loose from their body and fly, searching out pregnant or newly birthed women in order to suck out their baby's blood. When human, they practice black magic and have a taste for human flesh. Their queen is a widow witch named Ragna. They can command other demons, and Leyak statues, which are of a head with a very long tongue and sharp fangs, are sometimes hung on a wall for house decoration. Now, sometimes certain illnesses or deaths are attributed to Leyaks, and due to this, a healer will conduct a seance to identify with witchcraft who is responsible for the death. Now, during the seance, the spirit of the dead will directly or indirectly point to their attacker. However, vengeance by the victim's relatives or family is usually counseled against, and people are advised to leave any action to the spirits themselves. Number 9. Furfur. Furfur, also known as Furfur, is a demon who is said to be the Count of Hell, leading 26 legions. He speaks in a hoarse voice, has a fiery tail, and usually appears as a stag. He's said to be able to make men and women fall in love, and has also command over great storms. He gives true answers to all things past, present, and future, but he first must be commanded to enter a magic triangle, for if not, he will lie, deceive the conjurer, and enchant him in other business. But if he enters the triangle, he will answer truly and gladly speak about divinity, the creation of the world, himself, and other fallen angels. He can also destroy all the conjurer's enemies by burning them up. If the magician requests it, he will not suffer temptations from any spirit in any form. He can also supposedly be called upon when a mortal wishes to take vengeance on other demons. This is likely included in his capability to destroy the conjurer's enemies. Number 8. Valak. Now, many of you may know who Valak is due to the Conjuring films, but the real Valak is somehow scarier. The real demon appears as a child riding a two-headed dragon. The first known reference to the name Valak is found in a 17th century grimoire titled The Key of Solomon. University of Hertfordshire professor Owen Davies, an expert of the history of ghosts and witchcraft, described grimoires as books that contain a mix of spells, conjurations, natural secrets, and ancient wisdom. Solomon is a self-described guide to the ceremonial art of commanding spirits both good and evil. The grimoire bearing Valak's name lists the 72 demons that the king supposedly vanquished during his reign, providing readers with their names and instructions for expelling them should they come in contact with such spirits themselves. Valak is the 62nd spirit on the list in the Solomon, according to which he appeareth like a boy with angel wings riding on a two-headed dragon. His special power, according to the text, is finding snakes and hidden treasures while leading an army of 30 demons. The Bible itself contains no reference to Solomon's 72 demons, but it was actually listed in the Vatican's list of prohibited books, which the church continuously updated until scraping it all together in 1966. Number 7. Ayla. Ayla is a female demon from Eastern Europe who, like many demons, seems to be derived from a belief in nature and weather spirits that could cause disaster and disease. Ayla was believed to reside in clouds, lakes, in springs, remote mountains, caves, or in large trees. When she visited humankind, she could take many forms. Ayla can manifest as a vast black wind, a female dragon, a large-mouthed human, or a raven. She could even possess people. Her primary characteristic is her all-consuming greed. If angered, this demon could manifest violent, thunderous hailstorms to destroy fields, vineyards, and orchards. However, it was equally likely that she would satisfy her enormous appetite by devouring the produce herself. When not over-consuming stolen food, Ayla liked to snack on children. Her greed was so insatiable that she also periodically tried to eat the sun and moon, therefore causing an eclipse. If a person encountered Ayla, their health could suffer. However, if they gained the demon's favor, she would not only restore health, but also bestow upon them good fortune for the rest of their life. But you know, I just wouldn't want to risk it. Number 6. Krampus. Krampus is popular in Germanic folklore, and this demon is essentially the polar opposite of Santa Claus. On and around December 5th, St. Nicholas travels around the Alpine counties delivering candy and gifts to all the good boys and girls. Now, at the same time, his darker double follows closely behind, only rather than leaving gifts, he deals out behaviors correcting punishment, flogging naughty boys and girls with a birchwood stitch. This dreaded day is called Krampenschnott. Again, don't come for me with the pronunciation. He wears bells and chains, and he sometimes captures kids and takes them away from their parents forever. Krampus is always portrayed in human form with a twisted body, long horns on his head, sharp teeth, and a nasty tongue. The length and appearance of these horns vary from story to storyteller, but in recent years Krampus has become somewhat of a globally accepted Christmas demon and has been terrifying German children for generations. Number 5. Mephistopheles. One of the ultimate demons from hell, Mephistopheles has Germanic roots and is essentially the devil's favorite bounty hunter. He is credited Lucifer's right-hand man and apparently sold his soul for infinite knowledge and magic. Now, as the devil's main man, he harvests his souls and bargains with those who also wish to sell their souls. This is the classic image of a demon who makes an agreement in exchange for your mortal soul. Mephistopheles, however, is not often the one seen to be making the deal, but rather a rabid dog sent to collect when it comes to pay up. The story behind him is that he too once made a deal with the devil, and he must spend his life as the devil's henchman. Coming in at number 4 is Allu. Allu is a vampiric demon that is an infernal and immortal being. It was never human or created in any known way. They were born into Lilith or one of her demon servants. When their father was about to die, they surrounded his bed waiting for the moment during which they could take their father's soul, impeding his travel to the underworld and making him an errant spirit feared by all living people. They are described as being faceless and desirous of destroying all life whenever the opportunity presents itself. The Allu will often possess a man when he is engaged in sexual intercourse with a succubus. A succubus, by the way, is understood as a Lilith demon in female form or supernatural entity that appears in dreams to seduce men, usually through sexual activity. So, as the victim nears death, the Allu will wait for the moment of expiration so that it may snatch up the fleeing soul and enslave it. Number 3. Lilith. Lilith is a female demon of Jewish folklore. Some texts claim that Lilith was the first wife of the Bible's Adam and was created on par with him. However, Adam disliked her lack of subservience, so she abandoned him. Then God made an obedient wife, Eve. Now, consumed by jealousy, Lilith turned into a snake and tempted Eve with the forbidden apple. After the couple was banished from the Garden of Eden, Lilith transformed into a demoness, vowing her revenge on all men. Lilith is mentioned in passing in the Bible, but it doesn't go into detail like all of this. Now, due to her bitterness and subsequent inability to bear children, Lilith was also known to threaten women in childbirth. She could only be thwarted by an amulet inscribed with the names of 3 angels, which was placed around a newborn baby's neck. She made an agreement with these angels not to hurt any children, and when she sees the names, she remembers her oath and leaves the children alone. Well, it's nice that she sticks to it. Number 2. Manananggal. The Manananggal is a dark-hearted demon and arguably one of the most gruesome types of demons. Its name means to separate, which is precisely what it does. This female demon turns into a terrifying winged vampire-like creature. However, as their wings sprout, their legs separate from their bodies. Their upper halves fly around, entrails dangling beneath them, surely showering people with gore as they go. Now, this particular demon is rooted in Filipino folklore. The Manananggal preys on a range of targets, including pregnant women. Their probing tongue penetrates the woman's pregnant belly and sucks out their unborn child's heart. If that isn't dark, then I honestly don't know what is. It's also said that they prey upon newlyweds and couples in love. It would seem that love is the fuel that that drives this demon onwards. The legend behind it claims that the original Manananggal was abandoned at the altar, explaining why they also desire to feast on the flesh of grooms-to-be. And coming in at number 1 is Rakshasa. Rakshasa is a class of male and female shape-shifting demons. They can appear as animals, as monsters, or in the case of the female demons, a beautiful woman. They are most powerful in the evening, particularly during the dark period of the new moon, but they are dispelled by the rising sun. Their specialty is disturbing sacrifices, discrediting graves, harassing priests, and possessing human beings. Their fingernails are venomous, and they feed on human flesh and spoiled food. They were shown as being mean, growling beasts, and as insatiable man-eaters that can smell the scent of human flesh. Some of the more ferocious ones were shown with flaming red eyes and hair, drinking blood with their cupped hands or from human skulls. Generally, they could fly, vanish, and had Maya, magical powers of illusion, which enabled them to change size at will and assume the form of any creature. I don't know about you, but that sounds terrifying. Well, that's all for our video today. These were definitely horrifying. Which one interested you the most? Comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe while you're down there. I'm your host Emily, and I'll see you next time. Peace.